Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Joni Young and I'm going to show you how I added color to this black and white painting. I have a video for this. I'll leave a link below of when I painted this black and white fantasy landscape, and so many of you are requesting that I add color to it. So that's what I'm doing today, and I'm starting with this turquoise and a dry brush, a filbert brush, and I'm just going to glaze over these waterfalls. And I'm going to add some to the moon as well. I'm going to go around it in soft little circles, scumbling around. And a little bit more, making it brighter. Okay, so I'm just about done with the turquoise for now, and I'm going to wash my brush out and then pick up a little bit of my phthalo blue. And I'm going to blend it in, starting at the corner, and work my way into the turquoise, and then mix the two together. I'm going to add some around the moon for a nice soft haze to make it look like it's glowing, and more to the right side. And I want to add some to the bottom of each of the waterfalls too. Okay, the next color I'm going to be adding is some of the sap green, and I've got a nice bright grass green here. I'm going to start with the brightest parts of the ferns with that light green, and then I'm going to come in and scumble over top with a dark green and kind of just go back and forth here. This is so that all the foliage and the ferns and the moss have different tones and light and shadow. Okay, it's time to bring in another color now. I'm just going to finish up quickly here with this green. I think it all looks really, really pretty so far. And the most important thing is I'm having so much fun with this. So I've got my light ultramarine blue now, and I'm going to use this for another cool shadow on my path and on the other little path leading into that entrance little archway there. Maybe some little bushes over on the side here. I might turn those into some little flower bushes later on. But look how that color pops against the green. Those two are very complementary colors. So that's why that's happening. They look really nice together. I don't think I've found a color that doesn't look nice with that light ultramarine blue. It's a really good color. I recommend picking up that one, you guys. And that's a really good brand I'm using too. It's Golden Acrylics. Taking phthalo blue and I'm tapping that behind and into that light blue a little bit. So we've got a bit of a dark shadow base under there. And those two colors tapped together make another color. And it's just always fun to play around with colors and mixing colors and seeing what different colors that you can create. And I'm going to take some of my Dioxazine purple and blend that into the path as well, and maybe for some more little bushes and a bit up in the sky, right up there. I want it to look like there's multi-tones and colors going on in the sky, but keeping it very soft and pastel-like at the same time. Okay, it's time for my next color, and this one's my favorite. It's my light Purple Violet by Holbein. It's a neon color, really, really beautiful shade, and I'm just going to start dabbing in to indicate just a suggestion of some flowers down here. Maybe they're peonies, one of my most favorite flowers. So I'm just going to tap a little bit here and there and just keeping it in a very loose style. This wasn't originally part of my black and white painting, but it just came to me and I envisioned that color there, so I went with it. And then I'm going to add that light ultramarine blue for another bit of a cool shadow highlight, if that makes sense, and just because I think those two colors look really, really beautiful together. So I'll add little hints of this light purple violet around the painting wherever I feel drawn to adding some of it and little flowers. So over here on this by the waterfalls, and then over on the left side where we have that other little archway leading into who knows where. Maybe there's another little world off in there, or maybe it's a little house of some kind. Who knows? You can just make it whatever you want. That's the thing I love about art. You can make it up as you go along. There's no rules, especially when it comes to fantasy paintings. I'm going to add some more highlights now, so I'm taking more of that bright green. I'm going to scumble a little bit of it into the sky, and of course I washed off all that purple out of my brush first. And I might just tap in to find a few more little ferns and bushes down in here. It looks like it's just missing something. And then what I actually want to do is just pull back and forth, up and down really fast, where on the bottom part where I have those purple and blue flowers, just to make it look a little bit more dreamy and almost like it's water, or a bit on the border of abstract. So continue adding little highlights. When you're painting over top of a black canvas, initially the color that I'm putting on now is nice and bright, but in a few hours, once the paint has some time to dry, it will look a few shades darker than this. So I'm going to be generous with this light green, and then I'll have to even come back to it later, wait for it to dry and settle into the canvas, and I may have to adjust it and add some more color to it depending on how it ends up looking after it dries. yeah, so I hope you guys are enjoying this and it's satisfying for you to watch. Leave a comment below and like this video. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I'm really trying to reach 20,000 subscribers. I'm at, I think I'm just about at 18,000 right now, which is really exciting for me. And I've also got some cadmium yellow that I'm using for this painting too, just to change up the greens a little bit. It's kind of looking the same all over, like so much of the same greens, so I want to add a little bit more warmth to some of them, and the cadmium yellow is a really nice yellow and hue to use for this. And I just picked up a little bit of my titanium white to brighten up this area right in here a little bit more. It was looking a little bit too dark. And pull and twist with my brush, adding on another white bright glow to that moon. Scumbling a bit of that light ultramarine blue. And I'll just add a few more little vines and ferns down here, and then I'm picking up some of the phthalo blue again, just a little bit, and I'm going to enhance the water, creating more of a phthalo blue shadow at the base and the bottom portion of the painting on the right side. And I'm also going to tap some of that phthalo blue into these flowers here, and then come in with a bit of that light green. So I've got another shade of blue, another shade of purple when the blue goes over top of that light purple violet, and then a different kind of a green, more of a bluey green here. So I'm making lots of different tones and colors by doing this. I'm going to flick again up and down with my brush, add a little bit hint of green right in there, and then I'm gonna call this painting all done. I want to thank you guys again so much for joining me as always. I wish you happy painting, and I'll see you next time, everybody. Bye!